I'm Sarah, I'm from Tafwa, and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Freddy, I'm from Gamiatong. I listen to Mario on the traffic jam every afternoon.
Hi, my name is Salah, I live in Asinu. Today FM rocks.
My name is Denasa, and I'm from Lutoka, and I love listening to Today FM.
My name is Hulamila, I work at Golden Point Resort. I love listening to Today FM, it rocks in Raki.
I'm Mary from Mandera. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
We love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Jackie Spate, and this is FBC News Tonight. Employers want to stop worker exploitation. Lifestyle diseases continue to affect Fijians, and women activists gather to fight gender inequality. A stern warning has been issued to businesses to stop exploiting their workers. Minister for Economy Ayah Said Qayyum says there are a few employees who are cheating their employees by paying below the legal minimum wage. Rachel Nath has more.
Incidents of employers underpaying their workers have been brought to the attention of the Minister for Economy, Ayah Said Qayyum.
If we all talk about having a modern economy, we're all talking about getting great investment. If we want people to contribute to our economy well, you want your employees to contribute to your business as well, you cannot exploit people.
Said Qayyum says there are certain rules to be followed and those who break them will be taken to task. The Fiji Commerce and Employers Federation shares similar sentiments.
All the employers in Fiji needs to be guided by these laws and terms and conditions. And if you are not, then look, you're breaching and you're not following the law. And I think the law is very clear.
Both the Minister for the Economy and Employers Federation have reiterated that employers must value their workers as an asset and not to be illegally exploited. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
Most Fijians die before the age of 70, says National Advisor for Non-Communicable Diseases Dr. Isimeli Tukana. He says the National Nutrition Survey shows a number of alarming figures concerning lifestyle diseases like obesity and diabetes. Ellen Stolz has more.
Dr. Isimeli Tukana says the shorter lifespans are mainly due to illnesses, poor quality of life in early childhood and adolescence. He adds women play a huge role when it comes to the nurturing of children in the family unit.
Second one is women dying in pregnancy. It's becoming clearer that a good number of women die from lifestyle diseases, not actually the giving birth. It's actually diabetes in pregnancy, hypertension in pregnancy, mother's lifestyle.
He says there's a great need for people to learn how to prepare healthier meals, even when using processed foods.
And the statistics is showing that we in the hospital are only able to control 12% of our diabetes. 88% we cannot control because it's lifestyle. Now there's recent evidence there's increase in obesity in children.
Probably the reason being majority don't do any form of exercise.
Eating a lot of fat food, it's not good for their health.
They prefer to eat food from town instead of food cooked at home.
Dr. Tukana adds this is exactly why the Ministries of Health and Education are working together to educate young children on the importance of healthy lifestyles and promoting outdoor activities, as well as practicing good eating habits. Ellen Stolz, FBC News.
Women's rights defenders and feminists from across the region converged at USP today for the inaugural Pacific Feminist Forum. Acting Executive Director for the Fiji Women's Rights Movement, Michelle Reddy, says such forums will provide occasions for feminist women's rights defenders and advocates to regroup. Anna Ravulo has more.
Feminists across the Pacific have waited 2 years for this inaugural feminist forum. More than 100 participants from 13 different countries are attending the 3-day event.
So really it's about reflecting on what we've achieved as a feminist movement in the past, but also looking at building and strengthening women and feminist movements in trying to achieve gender equality in Fiji and across the Pacific.
The forum also allows feminists to recuperate, strengthen existing relationships, forge new ones and join forces to weave something new and transformative.
And one of the things I think feminist organizations may want to consider doing is gathering information and data and engaging in discussions with policymakers to change our tax laws and to raise the minimum wage and to budget for some meaningful support to those on the bottom end of the society.
After the forum, the participants will use their charter outlining their principles and values to help them work with other organizations. Anna Ravulo, FBC News.
Fijians are still practicing gender inequalities in every walk of life. Minister for Women and Children Meriseni Vuniwanga made this statement while speaking at the Gender-Based Violence Workshop for Youth Administrators in Suva today. Ali Kimbia reports.
Fijians should not shy away from discussing about sexual reproductive health, as this contributes to the root causes of gender-based violence.
They need to know that when males punch their sisters because she had gone out clubbing, that is wrong, morally and legally. They need to know that when their parents shave off their daughter's hair because she has had premarital sex, that is wrong.
Vuniwanga has urged youth administrators to push for changes in the Fijian culture that encourages gender division. Director for Fiji Women's Crisis Center, Samima Ali, says youths play a vital role in maintaining equality.
They can play a big role because they are in traditional Fijian societies, and how they can promote gender equality, including women and young women in decision making, and basically just promoting equality between girls and boys, men and women.
The one-week workshop will assist youth leaders and administrators to address gender-based violence in their communities. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
Tropic Woods Industries Limited has forecast a future loss of $7 million with its Drasa cogeneration plant riddled with design flaws and 2 structural fires over the last 5 years. Clarifying its position, the company made a submission today before the Parliamentary Standing Committee on why they haven't been able to contribute energy to the national grid. Maggie Boyle with the story.
Labelled a horror story, the Tropic Woods Drasa cogeneration plant has been plagued with issues since its commissioning in 2008.
One of the main factors is to investigate the type of fuel, the quantity of fuel, the moisture content to suit your plant design to that particular fuel type. Reports provided to us by experts state that those critical factors were not taken into consideration.
Listening to you, you don't want something like this to kind of hold you back, kind of stuff, to impact on your core business.
With an initial investment of $33 million and a further $7 million spent on getting it on track, Tropic Woods Board Chairman Faiz Khan is quick to point out the need to see the venture through.
We needed to make a decision whether we were going to simply write off about $35–40 million of investment into this power plant, or alternatively we were going to try to salvage something out of it.
Committee Chair Lorna Eden says their main task is assessing when and whether Tropic Woods will be able to contribute to the national power grid.
Biomass plant in Nambao, which is a very exciting project, and they're partnering with a Korean company, and they're looking to open next year. With Tropic Wood Drasa plant, that one they seem to have inherited a whole bunch of problems over the years.
And while the question of just how much electricity Tropic Woods is contributing to the national grid remains nil at this point, there are hopes that the next plant, which is scheduled to open next year, will, when it's finally ready, be able to contribute more than what's currently happening with Drasa. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Coming up on FBC News, musicians speak out on age-old problem of piracy. And hot weather brings more sweaty days. Stay with us.
Hi, my name is Liviana Valentine. I'm from Nandi, and Today FM rocks.
My name is Ateva. I work at Golden Point Resort. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Chris. I'm from Tava. I like listening to Big Breakfast. Today FM rocks.
I'm Juliana. I'm from Lautaka and I like listening to Today FM. Hi, my name is Chelly. I live in Arere. Today FM rocks my drug and lollipop.
Bula, my name is So. I'm from Navua. I like listening to Today's FM.
Bula, my name is Asilika from Raki Raki and Today FM rocks with my flip-flops.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Welcome back. This is FBC News. Piracy has greatly affected the hard work of local artists. Speaking at the FBC Procera Music Awards last night, Local Government Permanent Secretary Joshua Wycliffe said more effort is being put into addressing this ever-growing issue. Sanyani Mboila has more.
Local artists like this have had their hard work affected due to piracy.
Piracy has become so easy today because as technology provides access, as technology provides benefits, technology also provides a backdoor to gain access quicker and faster without valuing the power of an artist. And this will require a multidisciplinary approach. It will require the combination of so many people.
Procera Music Director Muhammad Afiq says they will continue to support our local artists.
We can see a lot of difference in that artists do their best and to the composition and the lyrics and the music, so they want the song to be hit, so if it becomes popular then they get award. So this is like the artists are doing their best to get the awards in.
Local artist and Wunde Queen Laisabul Koro shared how piracy has affected her love for music.
Music is my love, is my passion, and I'll write until I die. And I know whether they stop the piracy or not, I still have the urge to express myself through my music.
Meanwhile, 24 awards were given out to local artists at the FBC Procera Music Awards last night. Sanyani Mboila, FBC News.
Senior police officers from 11 Pacific Island countries have gathered in Singatoka to assist in developing a country-specific 4-year police service corporate capabilities framework. Facilitated by the Australian Federal Police, the workshop will enable participants to engage in determining their own corporate capabilities within their country context while identifying gaps. Police Commissioner Brigadier General Sithiven Ngilio says despite coming from varied cultural and ethnic backgrounds, crimes are no longer unique in one particular country or region.
It is therefore imperative for police jurisdictions to constantly look at ways of having a well-oiled machine that can cope with any situation on a 24-hour basis. Corporate capabilities within our respective police jurisdictions may vary, but I believe our needs in terms of our work as law enforcement institutions remain the same.
Overloading and poor drainage are the two main causes of road damage. Fiji Roads Authority Chief Executive John Hutchinson says while overloading remains a major factor, drainage also contributes to failed roads. Speaking on FBC TV's For the Record program last night, Hutchinson said they need to get better at fixing the drainage system of our road network. He says poor workmanship is also an issue, and the FRA is dealing with these contractors who fail to meet their contractual requirements.
Water either seeking through the top of the road or coming in through the sides of the road into the foundations of the road, combined with overloading, destroys a road in very short time.
The current hot spell is the talk of the town, and according to the Weather Office in Nandi, it covers the country. FBC News wandered into the blistering streets of the capital city today to see how people are dealing with the heat. Savara Thambua has the story.
The sun is directly overhead and blistering, so when better to just relax under a tree at my super park, I decided to see what they had to say about it all.
It's really hot, and I think the best place is to be in my super park at the moment.
The weather here is very hot. We are surviving here a lot.
Lots of sun, very hot, but we love it.
Not everyone is put off by the heat. Down at the market, I found some folks who say they've been waiting for the temperature to rise.
Business runs smoothly at the moment due to the fine weather we are currently experiencing.
This is the kind of weather where we gain more profit.
And as for me, I like to beat the heat the healthy, natural way. Sabara Tambua, FBC News.
Sugar byproducts have the potential to generate more income than sugar. Fiji Sugar Corporation Energy Projects Manager Muthu Nambiyapan says byproducts are performing reasonably well. He made these comments while addressing the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Economic Affairs. Nambiyapan adds the notion of sugar generating more revenue needs to change, as cane farmers have to embrace the full essence of the sugarcane industry.
Raw sugar price is fixed by the world market. So other products like byproducts, power, ethanol, all these things are becoming necessity to meet the break-even.
It's a brand new week, and to join us with sports is Jamie.
Naka Jackie, and good evening. After the break, interim Sevens coach Nadadawan Imbuka ready for Dubai Sevens. And futsal course underway in Suva. This and more coming up.
My name is Shivon. I work at Golden Point Resort. I love listening to Mirchi FM क्योंकि Mirchi FM is #1 in music. Mirchi FM is hot.
I am सुरेश चंद वैतुरी नसूरी से बोलता हूँ. जैसे आँख खुलती है मिर्ची FM मुझे मस्त कर देती है.
I am Viren from Zambula. Mirchi FM is hot.
My name is Rizwan Khan.
Hi, and my name is Mohammed Sufyan.
Batu Pahe
and Mirchi FM is hot.
My name is Vishal Maharaj. I'm working for Nasintan Futsal as a market master. I love listening to Mirchi FM.
Vodafone Fiji Sevens interim coach Nathaniel Imbuka believes his team is ready for the start of the new season. After being in charge for a month, the former school teacher says it's a huge task to guide the Olympic gold medalist in the first tournament of the Sevens World Series, but his personal goal has always been to do his best and bring out the best in his players. Vasnil Prasad reports.
It will be a mammoth task for Fiji Sevens trainer and coach Nathaniel Imbuka, who has been busy since taking up the job in October.
Doing those extra yards in the analysis back room, looking at the positions that we're playing and the personnel we have in our ranks, and the team to put out on the field.
Young players in it and players coming back, Joe Willie and Weiss, they just shows the hunger they have and they're willing to work hard, and we have the experience of the boys that played in Rio.
A week-long FIFA OFC futsal course started at the Fiji Football Academy in Suva today. This in an effort to broaden the knowledge of the game for both players and coaches. Upon completion, the 20 participants will then have the task of passing on their knowledge. Rohit Deo tells us more.
Futsal is considered to be a minor sport in the country with only a handful number of players registered. However, FIFA Development Officer Paul Tuhi says Fiji has what it takes to play futsal at the highest level.
What do they need to do to increase the amount of activities, more leagues, more competitions, and the dream here is for one day for Fiji to make the FIFA Futsal World Cup, and I think it's a realistic dream. There's a lot of passion for the game here.
A Futsal National League is needed to match countries like the Solomon Islands and New Zealand. This would be the first step taken to accomplish our dream of playing at the World Cup.
The key here, I think, is to increase the amount of activities. To have a national league is really, for me, the dream of all the people here. I think if we can get a Fiji Futsal National League, for sure, you will challenge Solomon, you will challenge New Zealand.
Former national captain Mira Sahib says causes as such will help them broaden their knowledge.
I think this is very timely for the course to be held here in Fiji. I think we started with 2 leagues already, Suva and Nasinu.
Fiji is currently ranked 104th out of 114 futsal playing countries in the world. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
3 national table tennis players left Fiji this morning to compete at the 2016 World Junior Table Tennis Championship in Cape Town, South Africa. The athletes are Olympian Sally Yee, her younger sister Gracie, and Ruta Ioane. Fiji Table Tennis President Anthony Ho says they were chosen based on their performance at the Oceania Junior Qualifier in Australia earlier this year. He adds the 3 players put in a lot of work prior to departure. The World Junior Table Tennis Championship begins on Wednesday and runs for a week. The All Blacks have managed to secure 13 wins out of 14 games in a year where they lost many senior players and used a dozen newcomers. After ending the season on a high with a win over France, the New Zealand players now take a break before the Super Rugby season kicks off next year. The Arsenal football side has moved to 4th on the English Premier League points table with a 3-1 win over Bournemouth today. And that's it from sports this evening. It's back to Jackie now with business.
Jet Airways has filed a codeshare schedule with Fiji Airways. The Indian airline company is proposing to provide direct service to Fiji with a codeshare via the Hong Kong-Nadi route. Code-sharing allows an airline to book its passengers on its partner carriers and provide transport to destinations where it has no physical presence. Fiji Hotel and Tourism Association President Dixon Sito says this will augur well for Fiji.
I think if they can get more cooperative and marketing arrangements with as many airlines as possible, certainly in terms of reaching areas where they do not have a presence, it feeds on to the Fiji Airways services, and our national carrier brings them here to Fiji. So any commercial arrangement that will achieve that, and that's the end game also for the national carrier, is a good thing for Fiji tourism.
It was a dry day with a mix of sun and cloud across Fiji today. Looking at the temperatures, Suva and Labasa recorded 32 degrees, while the other centres followed in the lower 30s. Tomorrow, cloudiness will increase in the east, bringing light rain and occasional thunder showers. And our further outlook, we're looking further on to Wednesday. It's hot, windy and wet weather is forecast for most of the nation. At sea, easterly winds 10 to 15 knots, moderate seas. Recapping the main stories for tonight, employers have been warned to stop worker exploitation. Lifestyle diseases continue to affect Fijians, and Fiji Sevens counts down to Dubai Sevens. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. Results from last week's poll question, we had asked, are you happy to see Choeli Lutumailangi back in the National Sevens fold? 79% said yes. This week we are asking, should strict laws be introduced for social media use? To answer, visit our FBC website. Remember to send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, good night.
Nimbul binak, datang goleh apa ni? Lipnitang, ando talitang na barong, ena radio Fiji One, ando may biti na bongan ni Pienian.
Sada labina, wiada hoelenani weningolo, udah bermain aku roi sasa, dan ngotang-ngotang kita umata, mantola biana radio Fiji One, tapi kau baru biana news.
Ni sampula na elang ko api ni sarat mai koro ena kasi, kau do bagarong ena radio Fiji One bongan ni Pienian.
Na Radio Fiji One nandu mai viti na bonga ni BNN.